Hello, everybody. You've got Ashley Leeds here. I am joined by my really good friend Carl Ivy, and we're here tonight to talk to you about the Superman decision. So I'm sure all you guys are really pumped, really excited to find out what that is, what that means, and how that pertains to Carl. And we'll get there, I promise. So as you guys are joining us live, put hashtag live. If you do catch us in the replay, put hashtag replay down in the comments. Tell us where you're watching from. I always love to see, where everybody is at and how far this reaches. And if you guys have any questions throughout this live, post those down below and we'll get to them afterwards as well. All right, so Carl, it's funny, we were just chatting before this, and I was raised in the South, and Carl was born in the South too, so who knew? We're both from Mississippi. You can't tell from either of our accents.
It's true.
But introduce Carl. So Carl, you're 25 years old. I swear to goodness. You work from home, 60 hours a week. Sales advisor, busy man. You've got your grandson at home with you, and you live in Wisconsin. So when you and I met, a few weeks ago, I've been watching your story evolve, and it's like, what happened? So what was that decision, that made this big impact on your life? So we'll talk about that in a moment. But Carl, I'm so thankful to have, a fellow work from home friend that is so busy, and you're taking your time to, kind of tell us a little bit about this Superman decision. But it wasn't always like this, right? So I want to kind of take a few steps back and tell us about, before you got to that decision, what life was like for Carl before that.
All right. I will. But first of all, Ashley, thank you for having me on with you tonight. I appreciate this.
Happy to have you.
Oh, thank you. What was life like before Thrive? It's kind of funny. I thought it was okay. And now since Thrive, looking back on it, it was really pretty horrible. You just don't know it. There's a long story that I could take you through about me coming to Thrive, but the short version of it is, it was during the pandemic, and I had been working from home for 4 months, which was something that I was like most of us, unaccustomed to working from home. And when the work from home started, I was sure, and all my friends were sure, that this is going to be a couple of weeks. Let's just enjoy it. We're going to be back going to the office, traveling like we do. Our job is to travel. So I really kind of decided to make the most of it, and I buried myself physically. I gained weight. I lost energy. My attitude suffered. And it was July the 13th. And I think one of the things that got it, we've actually met some time back, but one of the things that got us in recent communication, July the 13th was a year that I declared, this is bull. I am better than this. I don't deserve to feel like this, and I'm going to get my act together. And so I decided last year, 2020, 4 months after the pandemic and being at home 24/7, decided I'm going to get my life. I'm going to get in shape. I'm going to take care of myself. I'm going to feel good. I'm going to start making good decisions. I started down a path of making bad decisions, thinking that this was going to be like a long weekend at home. It turned into something pretty permanent, actually. So July 13th, I said, that's it. I'm changing. I'm doing everything different. I started eating differently. I threw away all the junk food. I know how to eat if I just do it. So I started eating lean protein, healthy, fresh vegetables, drinking water instead of Diet Coke and coffee, drinking water at night instead of whiskey every night, because this was the pandemic. This was going to be fun. And that part was not hard to do. But the other component that had to go with it was to move my body, to get some physical exercise. And I've got some gym equipment in the lower level of my home that I would go down and work out with. And on July the 13th, after I finished cleaning the kitchen out of the junk that was making me feel sick and fat, I went down to my gym and got on my elliptical and went 2 minutes at a moderate pace and just had to stop. And a lot of it was physical condition, but I know that most of it was my mental state and emotional state. I didn't feel good. I didn't want to be doing this. I had a poor attitude. And, when I didn't think about this at the time, but when you make extreme changes in how you're eating, you can feel weak and not good and not like doing anything. And that's where I was. And I went along like that for a while, just living by willpower, and couldn't really make any progress. I couldn't work out. There was one period that I decided I was going to work out as hard as I can every day with weights, lifting weights. And after doing that for 2 weeks, even though I hated it, I couldn't even get sore. That's how out of it I was. And so I went online to look for supplements. And you know, I think like most of us, I've tried different things through the years, played with them. I could never tell the difference with them or without. And I bought some other stuff online here recently when I was trying to recover from the pandemic, and it was the same. And I kept looking, and this changed my life. I'm sorry if it's difficult for me to continue, but I found Gina's story, and I didn't know Gina at the time.
There, Carl, before
Yeah.
we go into that point, sorry. First of all, I want to commend you because, and if you guys, you know, you're watching this and you're like, I feel that to my soul, because I've been in that situation. You know, so many people, you know, this work from home, you know, that happened last year. This was a huge shift for a lot of people. So we all had to change so much and adjust to our new normal. And the pantry's right there, just a few steps away. And I think a lot of us went through that shift. We're like, okay, we need to take care of ourselves a little bit more. And so, and I'm feeling this, Carl, because we tell ourselves we need to eat healthy, we need to go to the gym, and we try it out, but we're not giving our all because we don't have that like inner pull, that inner motivation. Yes, you want results, but there's nothing driving you there. And if you've ever felt unmotivated and probably frustrated because you want to work out, but you just don't have it in you, give us some hearts, put amen in the comments below, because I think a lot of people deal with that. But Carl, thank goodness, and I know you're about to go into this, you saw your friend Gina's post, and that shifted things for you. So keep going. Tell us a bit more about that.
So I think one of the things that is significant is that she is a very significant friend in my life now, but I didn't know her at the time that I found this. And I read her story, and my thought when I finished reading what she had written about her experience finding Thrive was, I really don't know whether or not this is something that's going to work for me. I've tried stuff that I can't tell any difference with or without. But one thing I'm sure of, she means what she's saying. She believes what she's saying. And on the basis of that, I decided just to find out. And it's been one of the very, very few best things that has ever happened to me in my life. And actually what you're describing about wanting to do something and just not being able to keep it together, or maybe being able to will yourself to do it a little, but not being able to turn it into a lifestyle or a habit, that's where I was. And that is what Thrive changed. Thrive has made all the difference for me. So I got in touch with Gina. I ordered the Thrive. I took it. I get up at 5 in the morning. And I say I thrive at 5:30. 5:30 I thrive. I get up at 5 in the morning. I take the system's very simple. I take 2 vitamin capsules, premium quality vitamin capsules. The thing about these is the quality of these is such that you will be able to tell it when you take them. I heard somebody say one time, you know, beef is graded. You don't have to know anything about beef to be able to tell immediately the difference in a prime cut and a utility cut. You will know. Same's true with this. You don't have to know about nutrition to tell this is good stuff. Take it.
Those are the jumper cables. I call them human jumper cables.
Jumper cables. It's the thing that, you know, in beef, premium quality means one thing. In nutrition, premium quality means absorbability and efficacy. It has an effect in your body. This does. So you take this within 20 minutes with a full glass of water, 8 ounces of water at least. This is fully dissolved in your stomach. Completely dissolved. So then 20 minutes later, somewhere 20 minutes or no later than 40, then I take my lifestyle mix, there it is, and just mix that up with some water. It's ultra micronized. It mixes easily. This sounds trite. It's actually delicious. There's 6 different flavors. Everybody's got a favorite. What's your favorite?
Apple pie, 100% pie.
Mine's strawberry.
But honestly, I like all of them, which is really weird because I'm not normally a vanilla or a strawberry person. But what I'm finding is that your taste buds is tied to your gut health, which that addresses. It's pretty cool how that works. So,
boy, we could talk about gut health. I tell you what, I enjoy the taste of things. I'll just say I enjoy the taste of things today that I never cared for before.
Yeah, and those in the audience, put your favorite flavor down below. I don't care what it is that you're doing today. What is your favorite flavor of anything? Is it vanilla, chocolate, apple pie, strawberry, cinnamon pumpkin, candy cane, peppermint kind of a flavor? Comment that down below. And now you're about to get to, the step 3, which is a lot of our favorites.
Yeah. So 20 to 40 minutes after the vitamin capsule, take the lifestyle mix. If we had hours, if we had 3 hours, we could talk about the science of what those things are doing. It is miraculous, even though it's not a word we can use to describe science. It's science. And then as I'm finishing that, you put on this little patch, this DFT, like the one I've got right there. And this feeds me all day long. This has got 2 levels of nutrients in it. All plant extracts. The first level of nutrients stimulates the circulation right around the area where it is, which makes way for the second layer of nutrients to go into your body. And this doggone thing feeds your mitochondria. Your mitochondria is the part of your cell where real energy, the energy that we were made to have, real energy is created there. This feeds that directly, and you'll know it. You will know that it happened. So I get up in the morning, do those 3 steps, get up at 5. By 5:30, I'm thriving. In fact, Ashley, I went and changed my phone number. My phone number now is 5:30. I thrive.
Yay! I love it.
The only problem with that is when I call somebody, they think it's coming from California. Apparently 530 area codes from California, but that I digress. The first day I did it was a Saturday. It was late in November last year, and I described it at the time as feeling kind of fuzzy. It wasn't bad. I was able to do everything, but I just felt maybe like I had a little bit of a hangover. Mm-hmm. In fact, maybe I did. I don't know. But day 2, oh my God. Something that's significant for any thriver, the newer thrivers, prospective thrivers to keep in mind. You need to pay attention to what's happening because you can miss it. Because day 2, I got up. I wasn't thinking anything. I did my capsules and my 3 steps. I wasn't thinking about Thrive. Wasn't thinking about how I felt, but started cleaning the house. And I've got a 2-story house, and I did everything. Even the things that you tend to say, that can wait till later. I did it all. I also had a woodworking project in the living room with the trim around the window that had been in process for a year that one of those things you just never got around to. You think about doing it, promise yourself you're going to do it tomorrow. Got that almost finished. There was one thing I couldn't do. Got that done. You mentioned Cody, my grandson, that we live together. Cody's got a ton of clothes. He never does his laundry until he has nothing left to wear. And so I did 5 loads of clothes while I was doing that stuff and folded it and put away. And the part about having this escape you, about missing and not noticing what's going on is so significant. I was buzzing all day long. I accomplished more in that day than I would have normally in maybe a week, to be truthful. Wasn't even really thinking about it because I was going. I wasn't thinking. I wasn't sitting. And so Cody came home about 10. So this was a Sunday. Came home about 10 o'clock Saturday night. And just started noting the things that had happened. He said, you clean. First of all, he said, you mopped the floor. So yeah, I did. And then he said, you cleaned the whole house, didn't you? I said, yeah, I did. You did all my laundry. And then he said, he said, what happened to the window? I said, well, I'm working on the window. He said, I know the window's been torn up forever. I didn't know you were actually working on it. Smart guy. And then he said to me, what's going on? At 10 o'clock at night. It wasn't until he said that and turned around and walked off and went to his room. I sat down to the sofa and thought, oh my God, I know what's going on. I'd never thought about it until now. So this was day 2 on Thrive. I didn't, Cody's 24. He loves me. He takes an interest in me. He doesn't want the details though. So I didn't bring it up. There were 3 other incidences, and for the sake of time, I'll just say there was 3 other incidences in the next 30 days between Cody and I, where he said the very same thing. And the last time he said that, he said something is different about you. And so then I told him, I said, I'm doing this nutritional supplement. It's a formula. It's called Thrive. And he said, oh, that's nice, and walked away like I thought he would. But so for 4 months, I was trying to exercise and trying to work out. And I couldn't get any progress. I couldn't get anything accomplished. And I started seeing gains. Not like Hercules gains immediately, but small gains immediately, because I felt like it. You know, so much of our life, so much of what we can accomplish is because of our attitude. And if we don't feel good, we don't have a good attitude. But when you feel good, when you feel nourished, when you feel like you're supposed to feel, and your attitude is good, you can do things, you can be successful. I would go down and start working out, and pretty soon that 2 minutes at a moderate pace, barely moving, was a respectable pace that I could keep up for 5 minutes and then 10. And today I'm 64. Today I can get on that elliptical, and my routine calls for 20 minutes of high intensity. I can go 20 minutes at an average pace of 5.2 minutes a mile, which is incredible for me. It's incredible.
That's impressive, bro.
The reason I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm not an athlete. People could smoke me on the elliptical. A lot of people I know could. But I'm talking about, for me personally, from where I was and where I've come, it brings tears to my eyes, obviously. So it's just, but it's made other changes. You know, a lot of the people that know me equate Thrive to weight loss. And that's just a microcosm of what can happen as a result of thriving. What actually you should expect from thriving is individualized based on what malnutrition has done to you. Everybody's body chemistry is a little bit different. And the way we eat is not good. And it's not Thrive quality, even if you think you're eating good. But most people don't even think they're eating good. They know that. What that does to you is individual, based on your own body chemistry. Some people gain weight. Some people, when they get on Thrive, actually gain weight because they're underweight. That the malnutrition in them has made them be skin and bones. Other people, malnutrition makes them full of blubber. That's what it did to me. So whatever malnutrition is doing to you is what Thrive will support your journey back to. The energy. The number one thing of the people that I have shared Thrive with that they rave about is the energy. And what's significant about it is it's not the energy that you get from a can of artificial stimulant. This is energy that human beings are supposed to naturally have, but it is in abundance. It's not nervous. It's not scatterbrain. It's calm, confidence, move forward right now energy without needing willpower. It's a blessing.
It's unreal, but it's possible.
And the other thing that I've noticed for me is, in combination with that energy, I never realized that really I was kind of a nervous sort before. You know, kind of always, thoughts here and there, and feeling tentative and being, kind of jittery emotionally. And the calm confidence. I don't know which I would put a higher premium on: the energy to go and keep going and feel good, or just that calm confidence and peace of mind that pure natural nutrition will help your body create. It's aches and pains. One of the and all of these 3 steps that we were talking about here all come from plants. There's nothing man-made. There's nothing synthetic. There's no chemicals. There's no preservatives. There's no fillers. This is all pure nutrition.
And it's gluten-free. Gluten-free,
and it's non-GMO.
Yeah.
And it's kosher. But some of the chemical some of the plant extracts, some of the plant extracts that are in the capsule are actually the natural form of aspirin, of is it celiac acid? I'm sure I didn't say that correctly. But in your body, that fights inflation and fights aches, just general body aches. And one of the side effects, and I would call this a minor one, because so what? But I'd forgotten all about the pain in my hands and the joints in my fingers. I had actually talked to my doctor about it before. And then since thriving, it went away. And when those little things go away, you don't notice that. What you notice is when it hurts. We were in a discussion with one of our thrivers that said, I used to have this terrible pain in my hands and now it's gone. And I thought, me too. I forgot all about that. That has gone. Sleeping, waking up from sleep and feeling like you have really rested instead of just been asleep or before Thrive, I typically could wake up in the morning and I could remember being awake 3 or 4 different points during the night, just when you were awake and you're trying to get comfortable. And I used to joke to my friends that I used to be able to lay down and sleep for 9 hours, no problem. Now I lay down and sleep for 6 hours. And it's not that I don't need as much sleep, but I wake up because something hurts. That's the God's truth. I sleep now. I only sleep about 6 or 7 hours still, but I wake up feeling like I have totally rested and refreshed. It's what pure nutrition can do for somebody is beyond description with words. It really is.
Our bodies were made to thrive, Carl. And just to clarify with everybody, this isn't for pain management. So I want to make sure that's not being confused. This is for calming discomfort. So
right.
Some people associate pain and discomfort the same. So we just want to make sure that's clear. It's for calming your general discomfort. So Carl, this is beautiful. I'm so glad that you shared this. I tell you, with your story, and I know I've shared my story multiple times. There's people probably in the audience that are probably still skeptical because let's face it, there's ads everywhere of you'll get more energy with this, you'll sleep better with this, and take this thing and this thing and this thing. And I know that you've been doing this coming on, a year, and I'll be hitting my 2 years very soon. So what would you say to those people that are watching this and are just not sure about this Thrive experience you've been talking about?
I think probably every day about the fact that when I came across Gina's story, if it had been a different day, or it would have been so easy to say, maybe I'll try that later, or I'm gonna think about that, or it would have been so easy for me not to take action. I really don't know why I did, but thank God I did. I have never made a better decision than that. I would say, first of all, I would say to anybody that's hearing us that wants to try to ingest some Thrive and sit back and see what happens, just save your time. If you want to step up, if you want to actually harness the power that God gave you and do something with it, you owe it to yourself to try this. The only reason that I tried it was because I read the words of a stranger and I was convinced that she believed what she was saying. And I figured, okay, I'm going to find out. I don't necessarily believe it myself, but she believes it enough. I will try it and find out. I would ask the people that watching this, I would imagine all of them either know me or know you, or else why would you be watching? If you know us, give us the benefit of the doubt. Try this. Do this for 60 days. You only have to order half of it now. Do it for 60 days. It will change your life and you'll love it, but you will never know that. You will never know that if you don't try it. That's what I would say. You have absolutely nothing to lose and you have your whole life to gain.
I love that. I love that. Everybody is entitled to that Superman decision like you, Carl, like me. And something that's life-changing that's affected both of us. Why not? You're worth it for a month. You're worth it for 2 months. And if you have any questions, put them down in the comments or just reach out to us, whoever's timeline you're seeing this on, and let's have a chat about your goals and what's important to you, and we can customize that for you too. So with that being said, Carl, thank you for speaking from your heart and sharing your story. I hope that this impacts, even if it just changes one life today. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate your time and attention.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
See
All
you
right,
later.
everybody have an amazing rest of your day. You guys take care. Talk to you later.
Drive on.